Michael, today we just finished our biz ed on building a collaborative work environment. Thank you so much for speaking. It was a really well-attended event. Everybody had a lot of input. What were some of your biggest takeaways from today?
You know, Aaron, it was really fun for me today to be able to talk about collaborative work environments. You know, I grew up in a collaborative work environment with my family of 17 kids, not my family, my parents' family of 17 kids. And on top of that, my own experience as a leader trying to build a collaborative work environment and my struggles. And it was just so fascinating to me to look historically from management studies on collaborative work environments to my own experience and realize that there are 7 elements that people need to build collaborative work environments. And when you do, it's amazing outcomes. But when you don't, you just get a work environment that never quite fits.
And I think that really clicked for people, the 7 elements that you need for a collaborative work environment. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, you know, there are 7 things. You know, these aren't rocket scientist items, but they're really hard to implement consistently as a leader. But you know, it has to start with trust. Every relationship starts with a healthy dose of trust. And we break trust every day when someone makes a mistake and how we treat them with that mistake. We break trust when we don't keep our commitments as leaders. But that's where the heart of any relationship is. And then we talk about vision, the importance of understanding where you're going and the vision of that, understanding clear expectations. So many times people don't even have clear ideas what is expected in my role. And roles change and we never tell people, I'm now measuring on you on these things. The other thing is accountability. People want accountability. Strong employees want accountability. They want to work hard, improve, but they can do a good job for you. When lack of accountability is there, you end up losing good people. The other thing is a learning environment. You know, we all make mistakes. Most people's intent is to do a good job. So when people make a mistake, it is very critical to be able to say, what did we learn from that? We can't change it, but what can we learn? Now, if someone keeps making the same mistake over and over, that's a different issue. But when people, they need to be able to make decisions. I had a mentor tell me many years ago that if you're not making mistakes, you're probably not making decisions. And so you want your employees to be able to make decisions. You want them to take ownership of their roles, but you have to then, when there are mistakes, use it as an opportunity as a learning environment. A couple other elements that I think we all want, but we don't spend the time doing, is really skill development. How do we get folks on our team to grow their skills? You need to have a plan. You need to spend time with them. It's so ironic, we say, gosh, I don't have time to delegate or train my team, and yet you want them to take on more responsibility, but it takes time. So take some time, break it down in 15 minutes a week, and teach them something new to get off your plate. And before you know it, they'll be accelerating, they'll be having a career path that's happy, and you'll have things off your plate. And the last thing is communication. We often go to communication first, but it's just not understanding different personalities, but it's really the parameters that make strong communication in an organization.
Absolutely, and going back to that professional development time and accountability, there was a lot of participants that were really nodding their head and agreeing that they'd had some challenges with that.
Yeah, you know, because there's a lot of challenges to building a collaborative work environment. You know, we have trust issues, people become self-protected, people aren't clear of what's going on, people won't allow healthy debate. And so it really starts with the leader and the owner. The leader and the owner need to take a hard look at themselves and saying, what am I doing? If my team isn't willing to have a healthy debate, I'm creating that atmosphere. Mm-hmm. If my team isn't willing to make decisions, I'm creating that atmosphere. And I think that's probably the biggest thing is if you haven't created the work environment you want, then you really need to look internally first so that you can then create the environment that you're looking for.
I think that's great advice, especially for business leaders and managers. One takeaway from today after presenting to the group, what would be the one thing that you would offer?
I think you should assess your team on these 7 elements of a collaborative work environment. How are they doing? The first time they may take the assessment, they may not be totally open and honest with it because they're not sure how you're going to react to it. But if you act in a way as a leader truly for learning and development, not taking it personally, because we're all human, but taking it as a learning opportunity for you and your team, the next time they do an assessment on these 7 key elements, you can really start getting more conversation going and making sure that your team is working effectively. Because at the end of the day, when you have a team working towards something greater than themselves, it's inspiring, you give them the education and tools to move forward, then they're empowered to really make things happen, you're going to get amazing results. So that's what it's really about. Collaborative work environment is about inspiring, educating, empowering people on your team to meet amazing outcomes.
Well, thank you, Michael. I think that we did that today, and hopefully we've inspired you. Hopefully we see you at our next visit.
All right, thank you.